What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map in the red color, playing as Isis. His name is SuperAfim. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Kronos. His name is NoAtlantis. The map, Savannah. The map is Savannah. This is game number 2 of this best of 3 series. NoAtlantis stealing game number 1 with some beautiful Kronos play. We'll see what he's got for game number 2 here planned for the Isis. A very, very different matchup. Isis is a completely different beast than Ra for Kronos to deal with. Isis is a god who I think most people will agree with this. Maybe I'm wrong. But Isis is a god which seems to get weaker the higher level players get. The better players get at defending Isis, and the weaker Isis gets, it seems. Not even just defending, of abusing Isis's weakness. Because there are quite a few weaknesses that come with playing Isis that you have to play around. So we'll see if NoAtlantis has got some ideas here. He came with a really unique strategy in game number 1. So game number 2, what can he do? The thing is, though, the big problem for NoAtlantis to overcome here is going to be Pre-Siege. And we say this about Pre-Siege versus like Uranos, where Uranos can beat Pre-Siege in 2 different ways, with a kind of a distraction using the speed of the Mamilo Terma army, alternatively getting to Contarius, using the speed of the Contarius plus the fact they're going to be able to beat those Pre-Siege. But Kronos doesn't really have a decent idea against Pre-Siege beyond kind of like a fast-ish heroic off of 2 town centers. And Isis doesn't have to go for Pre-Siege here. So if you go for like aggressive early game and try and play like the distraction action Uranos style with Kronos, the Isis player can go for Pre-Siege and find a victory where if you go for fast second town center, the Isis player can also do something completely different and have a very big advantage where that's concerned. Now, there is a forward gold mine here, but also the other thing is that Isis has got monument blocking. So he's going to be able to block her temple from being deconstructed. The house is coming up as well to defend everything. And NoAtlantis can't really rush Isis because of that monument. So what can you do? We'll have to wait and see if NoAtlantis has got any ideas. I actually don't think I've got a great strategy here for Kronos other than just play well, which is always a great strategy. I love the great strategy of just play well. We'll see how things are going to go as the temple here coming up for NoAtlantis to boot here. Relics on the map have been found. Just one, the flagstone of Buhen, reducing the gold cost. The gold cost. 2 relics actually found. It's the head of Orpheus found here. Plus 8 building line of sight as well. As the temple is up, houses going up as well. Prometheus now on the way for NoAtlantis. So no sneaky Leto here. I honestly think that maybe against Isis, maybe not, but maybe against Isis. Prosperity was used? Really? Wild. Okay. Maybe against Isis going through Leto makes some sense. Answer for why is because if on the odd chance that the Isis player, now you want all the heroes, but you could use automatons to deal with Ancestor's Eclipse. I don't know. On the odd chance that the Isis player doesn't go for Pre-Siege, Leto would be able to take out a lot of those chariot archers with the spider eggs, or even a war elephant here or there. As SuperAfim in this corner here, he's getting away with murder on those huntables. As the army now coming through, looking to get some pressure done onto this position here. As Atlantis has to pull back there, he's out of line of sight. The Oracle's pushing in to try and break down that that house there. Find a villager. Can he snipe that villager? Answer, no. The priests are out. The pharaoh is out. The oracles will have to be retreating away as the Promethean searching around. Town center is on the way yet again here for SuperAfim. As the giraffe here. The problem here for NoAtlantis is he just has not got the scouting in this game. He did not... You almost have to use the temple, or not the temple, the immediate Promethean to get as much scouting as you possibly can done. Losing that one is a really big idea, a really bad situation to be in there. So do see the buildings getting brought back here as now NoAtlantis getting himself out the military academy and the counter barracks here. Is he going to be going for another fast second town center here of some sort, or is he just going for more of a full send type strategy? Considering the second town center is up here, SuperAfim finding a second gold mine on a map like Savannah can be a little bit difficult. He's got the gold here. He's getting himself an armory up. Gold mine down the bottom available. Gold mine at the top available. But open, difficult to secure for sure. There's a granary just about finished there. NoAtlantis moving forward. He's randomly holding the flagstone of Buchanan in classic Asian mythology fashion. Holding the relic instead of putting in your temple is just an absolute flex move. You say, I don't need this relic. You have it as you go ahead and lose your hero underneath your opponent's base and they get that relic for themselves. Obviously, flagstone of Buchanan, not the biggest of, most important of relics there as this term comes in and sends the villager off the armory there with his javelins. I like this play here from SuperAfim. Definitely worth the effort of potentially sniping the armory here. As will he be able to take it down? If he does, that really slows down the heroic age of SuperAfim. He has to spend another entire minute building the armory with a villager. It's a lot of resources actually lost, funnily enough. As we see this watchtower getting broken down. If this does get broken down, this does basically mean that, as we see the Sphinx coming in, the Term are going to be able to get a big amount of damage here. This tower getting broken down does mean that NoAtlantis can just kind of sit in here and get some good damage done. As NoAtlantis knows he kind of has to dive in onto that Sphinx to take it out, but is he going to be able to pick it off or not? Answer is no. 20 HP remaining, barely surviving there. Nice play from SuperAfim, but here's the thing. NoAtlantis can now start sending Cairo Ballaster in to start hitting this gold mine from afar. Alternatively, getting the towers shifted in and getting watchtowers isn't a bad idea either, considering SuperAfim is not going for anything, any terms of any sort of military units. He's actually out of resources. He's got the berries here up the top, but he's out of chicken. He's out of... Oh, no, he's not. He's got a little bit of chicken left. He's going to be advancing here. There's a couple more units falling. NoAtlantis is just not quite getting into this position to get some good damage done. Does snipe that low HP villager. Nice find there. There's more Terma and Mamilo coming through here. One of the things that is very difficult for Kronos players to come to grips with is that their Terma they're just a little bit slow, which means that if you're sitting underneath watchtowers, and the watchtowers here for Egyptian obviously free, you're always going to have to deal with them. You can't just run past the watchtowers and find an advantage. And what else is NoAtlantis going to do here? NoAtlantis looks like he wants to get to the next age. He's got his armory up somewhere. The armory is coming down. We'll be advancing. The pressure's still mounting, but Nephthys is 60% of the way through. NoAtlantis is one town center here. What's his plan? Making some Contarians here potentially wouldn't be a bad idea. He's just about out of food, though. He does have giraffe down the bottom of the map here, though. There's a whole bunch of giraffe over here as well. So much hunt on this map. As there's the heroic age through. We do see the Scorpion Men sitting inside the temple here. A Spirit of Mart coming through for SuperAfim straight away, as well as a siege works. This is the weirdest two-town center priest siege you're ever going to see. There's no, we said a market coming down as well. There's no prosperity remaining. Obviously, he used it in the early game for whichever reason he felt like using it. As we do see military barracks coming down onto this position as well. What is the game plan now? I guess now that NoAtlantis is... I mean, he can kind of read some sort of a priest siege coming through, in a way. You check out the priest and you kind of select and you see 70 gold. Is SuperAfim going to build a Migdol? Temple? No, Migdol. Another temple. So he's going for the priest siege. And this is the absolute most important thing when playing Kronos or playing Atlantean against the priest siege is seeing it coming. You have to see it coming. You don't see 70 gold. Definitely see 70 gold. You have to see it coming. You can also just click on the thing and see the Spirit of Mart in as well. As we see another temple here, and that gives the kind of idea that this is coming. But the thing is, SuperAfim here is also seemingly adding in a barracks, which means he might be going for some spearmen here. So you can't just go straight Contarius here like NoAtlantis is going. NoAtlantis has read this nicely. Does he still have another... Oops, what am I doing? Does he have another Valor? Or use the Valor on the Contarius. Love that. As units coming in, he can steal the Scorpion Man here. As the army coming through. NoAtlantis not paying attention. He still hasn't steal. There he goes, stealing that. I would have actually probably thought about stealing a siege tower there. Actually, it's Ansys' Eclipse getting dropped here. NoAtlantis can just leave. He can just leave. He's got all the time in the world here now. Obviously, SuperAfim's on 2 towns, and it's kind of a different sort of a game than normal. But minions go away. 44 seconds worth of running here. Got to be careful. NoAtlantis has to be careful where he's sending his units, though, as he's going to be retreating back. This town center on this position looks like it most likely will go up, so long as NoAtlantis doesn't drag the minions into the town center. Oh, he's going to snow. Oh, dear. Oh, no. Is he going to get it up? It's so close. NoAtlantis is in for some... Oh, God. It looks like he will get it up. Okay, that's all right. The minions aren't going over there. Yep, no worries. Fantastic. And now the units can come back and start taking this fight. These priests are just not that strong here, though. It looks like NoAtlantis is taking this fight just a little bit too soon here. The town center is up for NoAtlantis. But has he got the units out right now? He needs to wait on this attack. He does not need to fight. These units are in the middle of nowhere. NoAtlantis is trying to work this one out. So we do see some a siege tower coming in onto this position. Just get up to 130 population. Pure Priest loses hard to Pure Contarius here. He just has to kind of mass units. I mean, he's taking the fight. We'll see if it's going to work out for him here. As the army comes through, the Priest's going to be retreating away. Scorpion Men doing their best job trying to snipe down as many of these priests as he possibly can. But look at NoAtlantis' population here. 100 population to versus 120 population. Even though these Contarius are really strong. And he's also got Pierce armor as well. You have to remember that the priests are only 70 gold. The Contarius are nearly... Well, they're not quite double. They're 100. So they're 30 resources more. So if you're trading 1-for-1 here, you're not really trading 1-for-1. You're trading a little bit worse than that. As the town center over here gets sniped down, as SuperAfim here manages to sneak that one out. Nice play from him there as NoAtlantis wasn't paying attention. We do see the priests have mostly been taken out here as NoAtlantis is going to be retreating away for the time being here. Now the siege towers rolling into this position here. NoAtlantis is still trying to get more of these buildings up. Time shifting his buildings away, trying to keep those safe. We see a palace coming up on this position as well. Going to be making some destroyers here. The wall's coming up over there as well. And what else is NoAtlantis. What else has NoAtlantis kind of got? Now, here's the thing. When it comes down to ISIS pre-siege, what is ISIS pre-siege good at? Well, it's good at creating a ball that's really tough to crack. That ball is like this death ball that moves really slowly. So how do you beat the death ball? Well, what you do is you ignore it. Look at this. Gold villages over here. Gold villages over here. You raid the pre-siege player as much as you can while you're waiting to get to full population to take these fights as best as you possibly can. We'll see how it's going to go as now SuperAfim is slowly walking across the map here with his units. Making some Arcus here as well. Not the worst of ideas there as the Destroyer comes into this position. We do see that the Kontaris are trying to raid this location over here. There is a big fat wall there that he's going to have to contend with as the temple does get taken down. We do see the Scorpion Man stolen. Again, I wouldn't mind just in these positions, instead of stealing the Scorpion Man, which your opponent's got a hard counter to, obviously you have to deal with the Scorpion Man yourself, so you're killing it and using it, but you can steal a siege tower instead, which can be a little bit more difficult to deal with for the SuperAfim units there. So now the Kontarius sneaking in onto this position. The units over here grabbing this town center for SuperAfim, going up 3 town centers on this position here. There's one Scorpion Man does die on that location there. Obviously, that was always going to happen. It's almost like the trader is just a bolt at that point there. This is kind of one of the problems here with the Arcus. They're kind of an option here now for the priest to attack, and they don't actually do as much damage as the priest. Even they got less HP. They got double the attack, double the DPS, but it doesn't end up really mattering that much. There's heavy cavalry coming through now for NoAtlantis. Will it be enough to win these fights here? Is he's almost getting up to population here. SuperAfim can start thinking about Amygdala Stronghold. He's sneaking around onto the corner of the map here. There's a town center. I'm not sure this one's going to be going up with the siege towers waiting here as the heavy Kontarius pushing in onto this position to try and take out those priests here. You see a stray Amygdala Stronghold coming down here as well as the priest could be trying to snipe down those Arcus from afar. Obviously makes a lot of sense here. It's the most amount of damage. Those Arcus have only got 23% pierce armor compared to the Kontari's 32% pierce armor. As the priest is going to be retreating away from that location. Those siege towers still rolling forward as the Kontarius are going to be able to take those all down. That's a lot of lost resources there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1,500 lost resources for SuperAfim in this game. We see the walls continuing to come up for SuperAfim. He needs, well, I mean, this is really nice. I love this place. Really simple, solid, standard play from you see this from a lot of top players. When you build the market, chuck a wall up. And you can use the same villager to do it, and then you just don't forget. But obviously, any extra villager you can do it, get it all up a little bit faster, no problem. You can just sort out those potential weaknesses later, and you have a really, really good game where that's concerned. As NoAtlantis is about to get this town center, both players going up to the Mythic Age. We see Atlas coming through for NoAtlantis here. And I like this because what he's going to be able to do, if he can catch SuperAfim out of position, is the Son of Osiris does get sucked into the ball and all the other units die. And after the Son of Osiris gets exploded, you can rush in with your Kontarius, kill the Son of Osiris, save Helen, and Troy will fall. As we do see those Kontarius now, as NoAtlantis has got a bit of an inkling here, moving over onto this location. 12 villagers waiting there as the Kontarius just sitting on that position. As they're going to swing around now, hit a little bit of a raid. Meanwhile, the raid's coming in for SuperAfim. The palace moving a little bit early there as Spearman on this position as well. Looks like the Kontarius deciding to retreat away. As the Destroyer is coming in, NoAtlantis with an aggressive palace getting set up here. As the Spearmen starting to get some good damage done over here. 4 Spearmen. 6 Spearmen. We do see, unfortunately for NoAtlantis, he's going to be utilizing that implode a little bit early there. With all the units getting sucked in. Be a big amount of damage onto this fortified town center here. As it comes down on, well, a little bit of damage. The longhouses die there as the Migdol Stronghold does get deconstructed. As a mummy coming in, I think we've seen all... Oh no, there's still another trader here. You could definitely steal that mummy. Wouldn't be a bad idea. As the fire siphon coming in onto this position, we do see that the Son of Osiris is in. As there's the conversion there from NoAtlantis, but the Son of Osiris is already in here. All the units of NoAtlantis falling there. As the raid's still coming through, trying to snipe down that final Spearman over there. As the Citizen over here getting taken down. Champion Spearman about to come through here as well for SuperAfim as he moves completely away from Priest Siege here. And NoAtlantis on full retreat as the siege towers rolling into this location. We do see Titan Shield coming in as well as the catapult. Take this town center down. Spearman coming through as well. And what can NoAtlantis do here? Apart from send some Citizen in and try and take these units out. We do have fortified town centers. Will the Titan Shield come in? It's only crush armor here, so it's not even going to help out that much. And in that moment, NoAtlantis does decide to tap out. SuperAfim too strong here. The 2 town center pre-siege without really the effort of actually going for any sort of all-in. He's just using the pre-siege to just set up on the map and get control of the game. I actually like that idea from SuperAfim. Instead of trying to kind of all-in with your Ancestors Eclipse, you just kind of set up, take control of the map, and just keep on defending until you can start putting pressure on. He manages to clean NoAtlantis up in this game fairly handedly. There was a moment here where NoAtlantis, you just couldn't quite work out what the way forward was. SuperAfim didn't have this town center. He did lose this town center kind of for no reason to a handful of siege towers in the middle of a fight. But the plan here against Pre-Siege is, when you're making Contarius, is to get 130 population Contarius. Get the same population army as your opponent before you engage. If you're below population, those priests prosper in that situation because they're all doing all the tons of damage. And even though you've got units that technically counter the units, they're just not quite strong enough. If you've got the right amount of units out, you can clean them up. You can really make the ISIS player suffer in those situations. But NoAtlantis doesn't quite manage to make that work here, and SuperAfim gets the dub. If you guys enjoyed this one more game coming in this best of 3 series. If you're enjoying the series, enjoying the tournament, please consider to follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.